The August monthly JW broadcast will be here at the Kingdom Hall this Saturday, August 15th, and it will be at 1:30 p.m. The accounts report. For the month of July, the congregation received a total of $2,927. Congregation expenses for the month totaled $1,928.33. This left a balance end of $11,323.91. The congregation also forwarded donations from contribution boxes to the branch office in the amount of $2,206 for the worldwide work and $500 for Kingdom Hall and Assembly Hall construction worldwide. A copy of the monthly congregation accounts report will be posted on the information board. We also have a letter from the society. We'll post that, thanking us for our donations. In preparation for next week's service meeting, I would like to make sure that everybody reviews the video. These words must be on your heart. Brother Riley is going to have a 30-minute part, and so we ask all to please view the video so we can make sure we give our full attention to Brother Riley next Thursday. We also have a great announcement. Sister Bev Rentschler is auxiliary pioneering this month. A father and his small son were out walking one afternoon when the youngster looked up at the electrical wires and said, "How does the electricity run through there?" The father said, "I don't know. Never really knew too much about electricity." A few blocks later, they're continuing their walk, and all of a sudden in the distance they see thunder, or they hear thunder, and they see lightning. The young boy says to his father, "What makes thunder and lightning?" The father says, "To tell you the truth, I never understood that myself." The boy continued to ask questions during their walk, none of which the father could explain. As they reached their home, he said, "Pop, I hope you don't mind me asking so many questions." The father replied, "Well, of course not. How else are you going to learn?" Well, how do you think the father did in teaching his son? Well, even though electricity and thunder and lightning are interesting things, the most important thing that we can do is to teach our children about Jehovah. You see, children learn from their parents' example. They continually watch us, what we do, what we say. And so if it's important to us, our relationship with Jehovah, it's going to be important to them as well. So what they learn from our example, it's going to have a profound effect on them. Our dreams, our ideas, our values will manifest themselves not only in what we say, but what we do. Among Jehovah's people in ancient times, parents had to care for the education of their children. And in the first century, that continued to play a vital role, parents did, in teaching their children. Let's read in Deuteronomy chapter 6, verses 6 and 7, what parents were told to do, especially fathers. That's Deuteronomy chapter 6, and verse 6 and 7. It says, "These words I am commanding you today must be on your heart, and you must inculcate them in your sons when you speak to them, and you sit in your house, and when you walk on the road, and when you lie down, and when you get up." Did you notice there in verse 6 or in 7 it said inculcate? Well, to inculcate, that means to say it again and again and again. So basically, they were to do it from dawn to dusk. They weren't to just stop teaching their children. The Apostle Paul indicated that fathers were to go up in the discipline and mental regulating of Jehovah. Let's turn to Proverbs chapter 22, verses 6, that coincides with that same scripture. Proverbs 22, and we'll read verses 6. It says, "Train up a boy in the way he should go. Even when he grows old, he will not depart from it." So you notice it's the parents' responsibility to train their children. But how different life is today. Both parents seem to work in most countries just to provide for their families. And so preschool, they're sent off for somebody else to teach. And unfortunately, there's little time when parents do get together in order to train their children, because they're competing with social media, computers, television. And so what we need to do is buy out the opportune time to make sure that the time that we spend with our children is something that's going to help build them spiritually. So how do we do that? How can we buy out this opportune time? Well, we might want to limit our television, our computer use. We might want to focus on our family worship. Spend an hour, hour and a half, whatever we can do, depending on the age and the ability of your children. And we want to make sure that we talk to our children about spiritual matters in a calm way. We also want to make sure that we have frequent and regular communication before our young ones head out to school in the morning. We might want to say something that's encouraging. We might want to discuss the daily text and say a prayer with them before they go off to school, because it could make a great difference in their day. But what are some of the various tools that's been provided by Jehovah's organization? Well, we have the illustrated Bible stories. We have the Caleb and Sophia videos. We have family worship projects. We have the Bible character cards. We have the 28 Teach Your Children Bible stories. We have the Young People Ask. We have the monthly broadcast. And how about these videos? The Prodigal Returns. How about this new one? What is true love? And of course, these words must be on your heart. This video underscores the importance and the benefit of family worship. And Brother Riley, once again, is going to have a 30-minute part next week considering this video. And then Brother Burgess is also going to have a part in a couple of weeks. How can you improve the quality of your family worship? And that will go over how family worship projects build faith in Jehovah and his promises. Yes, Jehovah continues and has continued to give us tools to help parents be great instructors to their families. There's a Bible character that set a great example for his family, and his name was Joshua. Let's read Joshua's words. He did a great job in instructing them, and this is the theme for this month. It's taken from Joshua 24, and it's verse 15. It says, "Now, if it seems bad to you to serve Jehovah, choose for yourselves today whom you will serve, whether the gods of your forefathers served on the other side of the river, or the gods of the Amorites in whose lands you are dwelling. But as for me and my household, we will serve Jehovah." Well, why was Joshua so determined to serve Jehovah? Remember, he came through the Red Sea. Remember some of the things that he had seen? He saw many people lose their faith in Jehovah after he had saved their lives. So he knew the importance of striving to teach your children, their children, and the benefit of inculcating it in their minds and their hearts so they could be as strong-willed with the people around them to let them know that they were going to serve Jehovah for the rest of their lives. So we as family members, we need to be that determined as well. So just as that father who was walking his son didn't really know much about electricity, thunder, lightning, or possibly anything else, may we always be skillful at training our children and be able to say without hesitation, for me and my household, we will serve Jehovah. Now, Brother Pennick is going to consider the part improving our skills in the ministry, training new ones.